this episode, we are going to be discussing the things we were looking for when we were shopping for our horses. So what was your budget?
My budget was $12,000.
Mine was about $8,000.
And mine was $10,000. A nice mix.
What was your gender preference or your age preference, or if you had a breed or kind of color, personality, looks in mind when you were looking?
So for me, I was actually looking for a gelding, ended up with a mare. And age-wise, I was looking for something under 10 because I want to have lots of years with my horse. And obviously I want them to be healthy, no major health issues. And pretty much, you know, I was kind of looking for like a barrel horse, something that was trained in barrels but open to training myself. So
for me, I didn't have a preference on gender or age. I just kind of wanted somebody who was well trained. So whatever that came in, that was the package I was looking for.
For me, I was also looking for a gelding, and I ended up with a mare. I was looking for around anything under 12 years old. I was happy to have a baby, but not super green that I needed to start everything myself, and well trained, but also I was able to put the work in. I didn't really have a preference on what kind of horse. I definitely looked at quarter horses more than anything.
Agreed.
But I didn't really have a preference on what they look like.
So next question is gonna be, what other horses did you try prior to the one you purchased? Go ahead.
okay, so for me, I only tried one other horse, and that horse turned out to be a little too lazy for my taste. I wanted something that was a little more forward going, that I didn't have to like force to work.
For me, I tried 5 horses. Can't remember all of them, but one was really cool. I did like Cowboy. He was good, but the only thing was he did not want to listen to leg. He only wanted you to like whistle and stuff like that, and I didn't want someone to just be trained to sound. I also tried, I want to say his name was like Ghost or something, and he would just buck in the canter all the time. He was 8. He was, I think, the youngest one I tried. Tried out an Arabian mare, and she would not go from a walk to a canter, no matter how hard I asked her. She was like, no. And I just was like, doesn't seem like the training I want. And then, can I remember anybody else? Oh, I tried this one really cute little Palomino out in Norco, but she came from an abuse case, and she just was really like, couldn't trust her. So that's why I didn't go for those horses.
I only tried one horse before mine. I found her in Ojai. She's with a really well-known quarter horse company. She was 4, and the only reason I didn't get her was she was very much whoa. There was not a lot of go, but I also noticed that she had foundered on all of her hooves, so that's why, which would have taken years and years and years to try and get out. So I didn't end up going for her, and then I found my horse very quickly after that.
Next question will be the question of how long it took from start to finish when we found our horses.
Yeah, so for me it was about 2 months from the time that I first got serious, that I was ready to buy a horse and I had enough saved up, and then just looking online and, you know, messaging people, and then I went out to see my horse and bought her within the week. So
I took about 2 to 3 months to find my horse, and in all that time I did try all those horses.
I did about 6 months of like seriously looking. I would reach out to a ton of people. A few horses got bought before I even would be able to go see them. And then I would get a ton of videos or pictures, and then I would not go, and then I only ended up trying like the one serious one before I found her. What sites were you guys using in your search to find a horse? Go for it.
okay, so I was using equinenow.com and dreamhorse.com, and ended up finding my horse on dreamhorse.com.
I was on Equine and Dream, but I also was on a ton of Facebook groups. And so quite a few of the horses I tried prior to the one I got, which Echo was on Dream Horse, they were all mostly on Facebook that I found that I tried out.
Yeah, I was on all of those ones, and then I ended up finding her through a Facebook post.
All right, so our final question is, what made you decide on the horse that you ended up with?
I instantly fell in love with her when I showed up to see her. She had a very kind face and a kind eye, and I wanted something that was like eager to work with you and also very gentle. And then as soon as I sat on her, all of her like transitions of her gaits I was like in love with. So I immediately, I think 2 days later, I brought her home.
For me, when I went to try Echo, watched the little girl ride, and I guess she had a recent fall, so she was very anxious, and you could just tell that she was anxious, but he did not care. And then when I actually rode him, he was super out of shape, but he was trying his hardest to give me what I was asking for, even if it was just like 4 canter steps. He would do it every single time, so that's how I knew I wanted him.
All right, and then for Scarlett, kind of like Haley, I did fall in love with her as soon as I saw her because she's so freaking cute. But really it was, you know, a combination of things. Like riding her, she was very forward going, very like willing to please, and just kind of fun to ride. And the girl that had been working with her and training her was like so much in love with her. Like she didn't want to let her go. She was like, she really sold her, I think, just by how much she loved Scarlett. So that was basically it. If you have any other questions for us, comment down below and we'll do a follow-up video.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep making these videos.
Bye! Back to another episode. We are going to be doing the episode of, that was a horrible intro.
That was episode, and the episode.
This episode is of the episode.
This is our favorite episode about the episode.
The one in which the episode.
The one in which.
This episode. All in this together.
Are you recording that?
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Jared doesn't look like he's trying to murder you. Look at that tail.
He's a dressage horse.
I see.
Or he's Lou and Tootin'.
Crop dusting.
Okay, I think